What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another weekly recap and predictions video. Now, you guys know that at the end of every week, I like to take some of your favorite stocks and put together an accumulation of all the news and information that was released throughout that week, give my opinion on it, and then give my prediction for the upcoming week. It seems like last week you guys really did enjoy the one that I did on Galaxy Next Generation, so I figured that this week I would choose Jaguar X, and I actually do have another one coming out after this one, so definitely stay tuned for that. Now, again, if you do want access to all of this news early, if you do want access to my entire trading portfolio and all of the trades that I do make every single day, and also if you want access to a very amazing community of traders and investors who interact with each other, talk to each other every single day, bounce ideas off of each other, and really just grow together, definitely check out the link below. It will link you to my Patreon, and I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting out the channel. With that being said, let's go ahead and let's jump into a recap of what all happened this week with Jaguar Health. It was a very interesting week with a lot of important information that I think could actually be pretty beneficial for this company going forward. So the biggest piece of information that we did initially receive was that Jaguar Health announces $15 million registered direct offering priced above the market under NASDAQ rules. Now, this was on January 13th. We did mention the fact that they were going to be announcing the sale of 4.4 million shares of company established at a stock price of $3.38 per share, which would go to approximately $15 million in proceeds from this entire transaction. I do believe that these proceeds are going to be very important in what all of the milestones that they have coming up. They have some very big plans for the next couple months, especially with NAPO EU and that potential SPAC deal and everything like that. And so I do believe that this could be very important for this company, as they will need this to continue their operations and production while they do continue to expand out and grow their business. Now, next up, we did get the news that this company was going to be exploring the possibility of conditional marketing authorization for proposed inflammatory diarrhea indication for crofelemer, initially in long hauler COVID-19 recovery patients in Europe. Now, this was where a lot of attention was turned onto Jaguar Health, because this could be very important if the long hauler COVID-19 recovery patient, overall population does continue to grow. Now, it says here that the new COVID strain estimated to have triple number of infections in England during the November 2020 lockdown. They're predicting that this could lead to a load of new people undergoing long hauler syndrome, which basically does include a whole bunch of symptoms, including obviously what they targeted being in diarrhea. Now, the thing about that is, though, at the time, I was very curious about what steps they were going to take in order to actually start to reach this milestone in which they were shooting for, but we did see that they were making very fast steps towards making this happen. Now, it says right here that as a part of the company's investigation into the feasibility of the conditional marketing authorization pathway, which provides a fast-track clinical review process during public health emergency, the company plans to request meetings with the European Medical Agency, Swissmedic, and Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency of the United Kingdom. So they were announcing that they were going to be meeting with people and seeing what they could do to get this out as fast as possible, as they did believe that with this conditional market voucher, basically, that they would then get that priority review and they would get allowed to start to sell out. Now, the thing about that is, we did talk in the video that there are loads of obligations that are included in this, that they have to meet a bunch of different requirements, and if by chance they were not able to meet these requirements and steadily meet these requirements, then they could be, of course, then unapproved or have to go through a very long process of getting reapproved. And last but not least, on January 14th, there was the release of a lot of information related to what all was going on and what steps this company were taking to get here. It seems like they really did shift their focus over from everything that they had going on with Mytesi and all of their other drugs, and really are focusing and honing down on this specific one brand, crofelemer. They believe that this could be the opportunity of a lifetime for this company and for the world in general, as long hauler syndrome is appearing to become more of a consistent thing among survivors and patients of the whole pandemic. So with that being said, I am quite understanding that they are focusing their attention on it substantially. They're making all of these meetings, as we did talk earlier about some of the people they were meeting with, and they're really trying to focus on how the fastest route and the most efficient route of action to get this thing out into the broad market could be. Because as we have talked about in the past, they believe that millions and millions of people may start to experience these symptoms and start to have different long-lasting effects from the virus. And so with that being said, they just went into detail about all of the different steps that they were going to take in order to pursue this. And I think that's important, because this company is not only going to be able to potentially make a name for themselves, and people will start to realize that they are capable of putting out products that can actually be beneficial to society in general, but not only that, they can make a difference to the world. Because that is the end of the day, whenever these companies are created, they're not simply made like, oh, I'm going to do all of this science and all of this research just so we can make money. No, these companies are doing these things in order to make the difference in which that they are approaching. They are trying to see, okay, there's an issue with this part of society or this part of humans. Let's see what we can do to help out, because at the end of the day, our mission is to make people better, to better the lives and the quality of life of many other people, as we have seen with some of their past drugs and products. So I believe that this could be a fantastic opportunity for this company going forward to be able to take advantage of the situation and the pandemic at hand, and really not only, again, make a name for themselves, but make a difference. That was pretty much all of the news that we did get this week. I think it was super important to just really talk about it all again, because whenever you think about everything going on right now with the whole direct offering and then getting the news of conditional marketing and talking about their potential SPAC, it's a lot. And so I really do like to offer you guys a place to see all the news at once. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the stock price, and then I will give my prediction of what I think is coming next week. So as we could see on the last trading day, it was honestly not a horrible day. We did go down about 0.9% throughout the entire day, but after market hours, with a gain of about 2%, we did see a overall total daily gain of 1%. Now in 5 days, we did take a pretty good loss, not gonna lie. It was not the best week in general, going down about 14%, having some good moments, having some bad moments, but overall it was pretty negative. And over the month, we can still see that there is still a lot of growth that happened, being up about 870% over the course of the last near 3 weeks. Now, with that being said, what do I think is going to happen coming forward here? Well, right here, I did say that I thought that it was going to continue to go down a little bit because that downward momentum was still going pretty hard. As I did start to watch the last couple of days, I noticed that it seemingly is starting to slow down a bit, and especially after yesterday, we can tell that that downward momentum is not so drastic. Because what we will notice with these penny stocks is they will do one of two things. They will go up and drop really hard back down, somewhat like we did see here, and went up and it dropped almost everything that it recovered. Or it'll do something along these lines where it's not so drastic here, but we'll see it go down for a bit of a drop. It'll start to even out, start to trough out. People will start to go back and forth with buying and selling. And then if there is some good news, if there's overall more positive catalysts than negatives, then we'll start to see the stock price start to regain and test new levels. Now, that is what I do believe is going to happen next week. Of course, I could be wrong. This is all speculative, and this is simply my opinion, so don't base your entire investment off of what I'm saying here. But I do believe that going into the future and going over in next week, if with the releasing of maybe some good news, maybe some more news about that offering, maybe some news about meetings that they're having, could really start to send this thing back up, as we did see it in the week on a green day. Let me know what your thoughts are about Jaguar Health, ticker symbol JAGX. Again, if you do want information and you want early access to all of my trades and the trades that I will be making on Jagx next week, definitely don't forget to go check out my Patreon. With that being said, I have 2 more videos coming out today, another recap, and then I have another analysis, so I hope you do stick around for those, and I hope to see you soon. Peace.